Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about one topic, that is currencies and its dependence. In this basically we are talking about one topic, that is ideas and ideas are equal to global warming, and global warming basically that's not error basically. So here in this basically we are discussing about the solution, basically that is the 12th number solution. In this basically the solution says that basically cities are creation, basically instead of planet creation, basically cities creation is good basically. So in this basically we are talking about one topic, that is education sector's error, basically the 20 percentage error basically which is getting solved. And in this basically we are trying to solve the Sunil R Nair's error also basically, which is that union basically which is not allowing Sunil R Nair to get the job. So that actually we are discussing. So in this basically 20 percentage is the error, that is basically we are right. And in this basically error basically we are discussing. So one of the person told that basically, yeah, education sector basically 80 percentage world basically is created by education sector, right, basically. So one of the person literally asked the question basically, the biscuits basically, do you know basically? Yes, basically I know basically biscuits, Parle-G biscuit, Britannia biscuit, then Cadbury biscuit, then Reliance biscuit, IPCL biscuit, ONGC biscuit. Yes, basically these biscuits are there basically. Do you know from which words basically these biscuits are created? Then it will that basically are very deep. Even basically the Parle-G and the Britannia people also basically might not be knowing this basically, that from which word basically this biscuit is created. They only might be knowing that this all are the maidas and atas, and on the base of this maidas and atas basically we are creating, and this maidas and atas basically are coming from this land basically. And this software basically few people basically say that, so nowadays biscuits are prepared from the software also. They basically told out these all are the software basically, we get the data here basically, that basically we don't know basically which words basically from. So this was also basically this also converted into the, this is actually 20 percentage error basically which is trying to solve basically. So one of the person told that yes, here basically you are correct basically, 20 percentage error basically connects like here also. So one of the person asked the question basically, biscuits basically are created from which words basically, that you know basically. Then it's told that no, yeah, up to that level basically we don't. We know basically that words basically are created set of one city has created many words, and this city basically is connecting with this country basically. That up to that level we know here basically, but we then don't know that basically biscuit actually is created from which word basically. Then one of the person told that that nuclear power company might be knowing basically, because they have created the cities and they have given the materials to create the city basically. So in one person told that in city basically buildings exist, nuclear power company exists, power company exists, energy company exists, water exists, tree exists, god temple exists, then software companies exist, mall exists, factory exists, industries exist, railway station exists, bus stand exists, auto stand exists, then vehicle industry exists, automobile industry exists. This whole thing basically exists. Then he told that yes, basically you are correct. This whole thing basically exists. This whole thing basically exists. So who actually this whole thing basically exists? So city basically equal to this basically, right? That means uh, this city is creating which all words basically, that you might be knowing, right, basically, right? Then into the yes basically, that we know that basically which cities basically is creating which all words basically, which city is basically creating which all words basically, that we know basically, that this city is creating this word, that we know basically. Then he told that basically okay basically, so you want to say that basically this city is created from this word. Yes, exactly basically, or basically the words basically has created city, because cities are created by the 22 blood groups energy basically. 22 blood groups energy basically are that, they created the cities basically, then you are correct basically. So words basically are connected with the cities basically. So one of the person asked the question basically that when the cities are basically created, which all are the energies basically which are taken basically. Then he told that basically there are 12 blood groups basically which we have created, and they have basically set of few people says that basically their groups are connected with this that basically, like this basically they told that okay, so they are basically connected with set of groups basically, that also basically told. So like this basically you can say that basically set of words basically are connected with set of cities basically, that also you can say basically. Or basically you can say that also basically that set of cities basically are connected with set of words, or opposite words basically are connected with set of cities. So one of the person told basically that we have the list of each and every words basically which is connected with the food industry. Then into that, yes basically we have basically that biscuit basically which is created, that biscuit data basically we have basically. We have the data of the fruit also, apple fruit, potato vegetable, then basically the this vegetable, that vegetable, each and every basically are created from set of words basically, that data basically we have basically. Then he told that okay basically. So like this basically the one of the person told that basically really yeah basically 20 percentage is having the error basically. So like this basically solely basically told that basically we are trying to solve out the problem basically, but it will basically, if the error solving is basically going to take time, then basically the creation basically is going to affect basically. So like this basically lots of people says that basically we work for 20 the software industry works for 24 hours, USA work for 12 hours, then India basically works, so Asian country works for 12 hours, European country works for 20, 12 hours. Like this basically they works basically according to the basically, like this basically they works. So like this basically the 20 percentage error basically are getting solved basically. So like this one of the person told that basically we are trying to solve the Sunil's error also basically, and how basically is not getting the job, and which are those union basically who are actually not helping. One of the person after hearing the he basically told that basically which is that union basically who is helping Sunil Nair. Like those people also basically are there basically. So it's not like that because that energy basically generates basically in the environment, and that energy is going to connect to lots of things basically. Lots of things basically it's going to connect with. For example, one person told that basically we will not help Sunil Nair because he is not a proper person. This that basically, like this basically, lots of people says basically. Like these things also basically connects. One of the person told that yeah, he basically he is basically BCom person, and how basically up to that level basically is thinking basically. So we should fire that particular person here basically, because we basically are connected with Harvard, we are connected with Oxford. We also don't know this all these things which Sunil Nair is telling, and this will affect our Harvard College and Oxford College also basically. That we also don't know this all these things basically. That Sunil Nair knows basically, and that he is trying to solve the 20 percentage error also basically. So this will create our college reputation basically. Like this basically few people tells basically, but few people tells basically अरे यार he is telling good things basically, we should watch his video. Like this also basically few people tells basically. So like this basically possibilities I told basically, if one person is basically trying for job basically, then there are more than 5 crore possibilities basically. On the that possibilities only basically you have to search the job basically. So like this basically here basically we are trying to solve the problem of the 20 percentage error basically, that is from the education sector, and this error basically is connecting to the 22 blood groups basically, which basically is connected basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this all topics.